Namaste, everyone, and welcome to this Monday Anchor to Light meditation. So here we are, another week. Week after week, we will do our best to share deeper teachings. Hopefully, it will be something that is uplifting you, helping you deal with whatever you're going through life. So before we start, let's ask for blessing, shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints of all traditions, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui, Mahagu Jameling, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right, so hope all of you had a fantastic weekend. This past weekend, Saturday, we taught the class Inner Teachings of Buddhism Revealed, and that was kind of the inspiration of what we're going to share with you today. And just to reiterate, let me just show it again. It has to do with change. And it's interesting. It's almost a contradiction. I was reading this, and Confucius said, only the wisest and the stupidest, I don't know if that's right English, but anyway, he's Chinese dude, so who cares? Only the wisest and the stupidest of men never change. Okay? Only the wisest and the stupidest. I learned that today. Stupidest. So the stupidest and stupider and stupidest. Is that any different? Anyway. Okay. Only the stupidest and the wisest men, again, when they say men in China, men, they represent humanity, okay? All right. So only the wisest and the stupidest never change. And it's interesting, as I said, this past Saturday, we're teaching Inner Teachings of Buddhism Revealed. And, when it comes to the word change, people in general have difficulty dealing with change, right? And so the context of this is what the Buddha taught. The Buddha taught that nothing is permanent. Everything is changing. And just to inject a little bit of the teachings, the reason things cannot be always the same is because of the 3 C's, letter C. And this is the way my teacher explained it. The number 1 C, the first C is law of change. Only thing that you can expect in the universe is there's always going to be change. Law of change. Number 2 is law of cycles. Again, whether you like it or not, the universe has cycles. Right now it's morning here. In a few hours, it's going to be afternoon. It's going to be evening. And then, it's going to be morning again. There are cycles. There's seasonal cycles, there are climate cycles, there are bank cycles, there's financial cycles, even the human birth, human death, rebirth, and so on. There are cycles, law of cycles. And the third cycle is the law of consequence. Not third cycle, third C. Third law is law of consequence. So first one is law of change. There's always going to be change. Law of cycles. In everything that happens in life, there are cycles. And the third one is the law of consequence, which you and I know as the law of karma. Consequence means for every act, there's going to be a reaction. For every cause, there's an effect. Just like Isaac Newton said, for every action, there's going to be reaction. For every cause, there's an effect. And so because of these 3 laws, nothing can be permanent. Okay? And I think it was Einstein, I keep quoting these great people. It's good if I remember their names. I think it was Einstein who said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So that's the part on what Confucius says, the stupidest people, they expect things never change. So they keep doing the same thing, and for whatever reason, they think they keep doing it without changing their approach. They think there'll something come up that's different, which is ridiculous. Now, there's also a deeper level to that. It's the expectation. So when a person is not that smart or does not know, let's just say, the laws of the universe, they can't handle change. And if you think about it, if certain people who are very stuck in their ways, I'm not saying these people are stupid, but it's just rhetorically that these people are having difficulty dealing with life because they don't realize everything is subject to change. So when change is about to happen, they get scared, and the number one reaction to most people is they freeze. They go, oh, now what? And then not only do they freeze, they go, "Oh, great! Now we're screwed. Now what?" And then most of the time they just stop there, and then they panic. Right now, the wise people, okay, they also don't change, but it's on a different level. Their attitude don't change. Don't. Their attitude don't change. In other words, they anticipate there will be change, so their attitude of not going nuts when there's a change is the same. So in other words, it's more of the attitude that's different between the intelligent one and the not so intelligent one. The not intelligent one, when there's a change, because they expect things don't change, it's going to always be the same, they panic. The ones who are intelligent, they realize everything is subject to change. So the part of them that don't change is their attitude on dealing with change. Does that make sense? Because when you read it, it doesn't make sense. You go, if somebody's smart, they know there's going to be change. So how come they don't change? And the people who are not so smart, how come they also think things don't change? It's their response to it. And I'm sharing this with you because I think if these last 2.5 years have not taught you anything, well, you've been sleeping under a rock. We know people who have businesses that suddenly disappeared almost overnight because they can't handle the change. The pandemic hit them without they didn't have any recourse. They go, anything they do doesn't work because there was a lockdown, the market changed, and so on and so on, right? But there are businesses that were able to adapt. They realized, this is the change, so we have to change with it. And those are ones not only survived, but thrived. And so some people, I know some of you might get offended with it, but I've heard this said in a very positive way. They said, the blessings of COVID. It's like, could you imagine? Instead of the tragedy of COVID, there's some people looked at it, the blessings of COVID. I'm not going to say who said that, but some of you know these people. And the way they looked at it is like, true, things got locked down, things froze, but they took the time to spend more time with their family. Now they refined their business plan. They did more online. What else did they do? They took the time to learn more skills. So when things started opening up, they were ready. And there are people who, like in our case, we had classes, physical classes. But before the pandemic happened, we were already online, teaching, sharing, maybe once a week, once every 2-3 weeks. Nowhere compared to what we're doing now. So when the lockdown happened, I went nuts. I go, I'm going to go crazy not doing anything. So somehow my mind goes, and then that's where a lot of you got the email or the message like, all right, for 3 weeks, we're going to do Anchor the Light meditation. That was March 2020. And it's already 2022 going into March. And instead of going, now what? Instead of just 3 weeks of 6 times a week, now we cranked it up every single week. Then we added more online events. So instead of going crazy in a negative way, I went crazy the positive way. Because, this is an opportunity. We can touch more people. We can impact more lives. For me, it's a blessing. And we know of a lot of you who also got to be more serious with your spiritual path because, well, desperation can make you do things that you didn't do before. And so some of you go, now what? I don't know what to do. So I better seek some way to become more spiritual because otherwise I'll go crazy. So that had its benefits too. Anyway, the lesson that I'm trying to share with you today about what Confucius said is, whether you like it or not, there is going to be change. You can't deal with a change, you suffer. Period. Simple as that. You don't adjust with the change, you suffer. And oftentimes when people are very set in their ways, that's why they have problems. Now, I know some of you go, yeah, but it has to do with age. As the body gets older, People are more set in their ways. In a way, it's true because they already have thought forms that they have created through the years. And so by the time they get to a certain age, the aura is already filled with certain thought forms they've created that has worked for them before. So now when there's a shift in the circumstances, when they look at the world through these old thought forms, it's just like, nah, I don't want to do that. This already worked. Why mess with it? And they start quoting stuff with you. Well, if it ain't broken, why fix it? It is broken. It is broken because whatever is happening then and now are different, so you have to adjust. And which brings me to what my teacher said many years ago. He said, I was talking about spiritual stuff. I said, Master, this technique, that technique, this yogic breathing exercise, and we went on and on and on. And at some point, he shared something that was very radically different from what was taught, let's say, 2,000 years ago, whatever 1,000 years ago in ancient yogic texts. And me, in my stupid mouth, I said, but Master, this has been taught for thousands of years. It's been handed down lineage by whatever. He looks at me and goes, yeah, time for update. It floored me. I go, he made a good point. Then I started meditating on it, thinking about it. And that's when what I was sharing with you came into light. It's like, and the way he explained it, said, look, if you look at all the great teachers, let's just take the Lord Buddha, the Lord Christ in that time. The people that they were talking to probably have an education level compared to what we are now, maybe primary school or what they call elementary school. And a lot of them probably no read, no write. So could you imagine someone, a soul as great as the Lord Christ, the Lord Buddha, where the aura is bigger than the planet, with wisdom and knowledge that taps into who knows how huge a ginormous library, trying to talk to somebody who's like, oh, things change. It's just imagine it's almost like a PhD talking to an infant. You get my point? So, if we were to get so stuck with, well, this has been taught in ancient times, and we don't try to adapt it to modern life, good luck. That's why some people, they're still doing the same spiritual practice that people have been doing for 2,000, 3,000 years ago, and it doesn't apply to modern life. So guess what happens? They're so-called spiritual, but they're dead broke. They don't know how to deal with life. They can't keep a job. And people think they're weirdos, and because people don't know what the heck they're talking about, you're talking to them, hey, how come your work is not doing so well? Well, I didn't do this meditation, so I'm not tuned into the cosmic current, and the planets are not aligned. People can look at you like, whatever. Get the idea? So that's why we always say spirituality has to adapt to the times and to the people and the circumstances. You cannot adapt, you're screwed. Tell it like it is. That's it. You're going to be left behind. And in your own delusional mind, you go, well, these people, they just don't understand my high level of spirituality. Whatever. Whatever. If you think that way, enjoy your delusion. Spirituality has to be practical. Otherwise, what's the point? Go live in a cave. Make sense? So change happens, whether you like it or not. So the secret is to be flexible, to understand the level of change, what is the change, and be able to adapt with it. I know some people, they couldn't handle when the internet came out, and then things have to be happening online. They couldn't handle it. Even to this day, we know of certain pranic healing instructors who can't handle the web. Oh, no, that's too much information. That's too complicated. Learn it. Learn it. God gave you a brain. That's why when people say, no, I'm too old for that, I go, yeah, you're just too lazy to learn. You're just too lazy to learn. You could be 95 or whatever age you are. As long as you have cognitive skills, you can learn. If you say you can't, you're right. Watch the video, what, 2 days ago? No, last early part that we covered. What was it? When a man or a woman, when a person says I can and a person says I can't, they're both right. They're both right. The key is to adapt to the change. If you're able to adapt to the change, not only will you survive, you will thrive. You will thrive. So let's say, I know I've been watching a lot of space movies a lot. I was watching Star Trek, Star Wars, I was looking and go, huh. So what if the next time, instead of doing it this way, you have a hologram? Then I realized Tony's doing that already. Tony was that Business Mastery, if I'm not mistaken? He was already projecting as a hologram to Australia. And that's what it started, 4 or 5 years ago already. That's why I love the guy. It's like constant and never-ending improvement. And we were just joking. This was like less than a year ago. We were just talking and go, yeah, I think with the development in science, maybe 80 years old is midlife. Because we were talking to each other, go, yeah, maybe we'll have this conversation at 120, God willing. You never know. The key is to adapt to the change. And whatever's in front of you, make the most of it. Whatever's in front of you, make the most of it. While the normal thing people do is like they see some change, you go, it's too complicated. What am I going to do? In your case, your thought should be, how do I use this? How do I harness this? Of course, it depends on the person you are, too. I'm a geek by nature. I love gadgets. That's one of the reasons why when the pandemic happened, I started buying stuff in Amazon. Ooh, this is a nice gadget. This is a nice gadget. Because it keeps my mind sharp. And so people say, hey, that's too technical. I go, you're right. That's why we have to dive in and learn it. Change will always happen. You might as well harness it, ride it to the top. So this is what we covered last Saturday on Inner Buddhism. I'll just share something with you, and we'll do the meditation. Let's say you're starting down here. The law of change says whether you're down in the dumps or you're doing well, it's not going to last. If things are doing great in your life, it's not going to last. You're so negative. Well, get over it. It is what it is. Okay? You're doing great, it's not going to last. You're doing terrible, it's not going to last. That's called the law of change. The law of cycles also applies. If you're on top, you're not going to stay on top. It's going to drop. If you're at the bottom, if you're not going to stay at the bottom, it will go up. It's called the law of cycles. So you have the law of change and the law of cycles happening at the same time. So the good thing about it is, if you have the right perception, the right attitude, then you don't care. You can harness it. So if you're on the top, you go, it's easy to make money. I have good friends. I have relationships that are doing well, but everything's subject to change. We don't know how long this is going to last. It's not being pessimistic. It's being realistic, because those are the laws of the universe. Okay, in the meantime, when things are good, I'll be smart about it. I'll invest. I'll invest time to be with people, to help people, to nurture people, create lasting relationships. I will invest financially so that, since I know this is not going to last forever, so just in case things don't go as well as I could, I have a backup plan. Hear me out. Now, here's what happens. If you're starting at the bottom, it's the same thing. Well, number one, I have to keep my attitude right. Even though things are not doing well, this is not going to last forever, because there's a law of change, a law of cycles. So while I'm here, I'll tighten my belt, watch my expenses, still be able to help people, still, if I don't have a job, then I'll use the time to be able to serve others in ways that doesn't require money. So at least I'm generating good karma and hopefully soften the blow. Now watch this. Whether you're here on top or here at the bottom, the wheel will turn. The wheel will turn. So if you did what you're supposed to do while you're on top, when you're at the bottom, because of the relationships you've cultivated, the good karma you generated because you've been generous, and the investments you've made, even though you're at the bottom, you're not going to get crushed. People will be there to help you. You have a financial nest egg, backup plan, so you're good. Now, if you were at the bottom and now everything went up to the top, well, number one, you can breathe. And number two, since you use the time properly and generate good karma, you did your spiritual practice, you serve people if you could, right? You got time. Now that things are doing well, you already gained better character, and you realize how terrible it was to be at the bottom. So when you're up here, what do? You go, yeah, I know what it's like to suffer, to have difficulties. So I'm sure there are people out there who are like that. Let me find ways to help them now that I have more resources and time, and I have a better attitude, spirituality, so on, so on, so on. Then I'll help people. So when the people who are down up here are down here, they're protected. The ones who are down here, when they're on top, they will just simply do what people did when they were on top. Do more service, give more money to charity, invest, save, and so on, so on. So when the wheel turns, whether you're on top or you're on the bottom, you're fine. Then as this turns, and since it's turning like this, it doesn't turn horizontally, it turns going upwards. Because the entire time, even though there's change and there's cycles, you are adding fuel so that it's going upwards. Even though it's changing, it's spiraling upwards like this. So, to summarize, there's law of change, there's law of cycles. You can't do anything about it. It is what it is. It's what you do with it. You do it with a law of consequence called karma. Well, most people on the spiritual path, oh, it's karmic, man, I'm screwed. And here's message how comes out. No, you don't understand. The law of karma is actually a spiritual technology that allows you to create and navigate your future. So there is law of change, law of cycles, but you have an influence over your own seeds that you plant, your thoughts, your words, your actions. So if you align it properly, when you're on top, you generate good karma. That will protect you when you're at the bottom. When you're at the bottom, you do your best to still generate some level of good karma, even though your resources are less, so soften the blow, and so which will also speed up your way up. So whether you're on top or the bottom, because you have the right attitude, you can always make whatever your situation is better. So you will start down here. In 10 years, you're up here. Even though this law of change of law of cycles, yeah, it continues to change. Continues to cycle up and down. But your cycle of up and down is upward trend. By ordinary people who don't know this, oh man, it's one of those days, things are not doing well, no, it's a cycle, I'm at the bottom, so I'm screwed. Oh, I need help me. That's all they do. And the ones who are doing well, they don't know the law of change. They spend, they go crazy, they party, they think every day it's gonna be like it. So when the things turn, they're screwed. I mean, how many of you have heard of celebrities? I think Mike Hammer is one of them. Remember Hammer Time? I remember the story. This guy took off like a rocket. When he first started, he was selling his album CDs door to door, and then he had a hit, took off like a rocket. Then what? Bought mansions, spend everything. Well, there's a saying in Chinese, not every day is Sunday. So what happens? How many celebrities do you know? So a lot of it has to do with what? Attitude. You recognize there will be change. Whether you like it or not, there will be change. Whether you like it or not, you're not always going to be the bottom. You're not always going to be the top. So if you can look at it As the spiritual self, as the soul, these are the circumstances. Everything is happening outside of me. And by my thoughts, my words, and my actions, I can direct whether this change in cycle hurts me or I can use it to ride my way to the top. That's it. Very simple. So the smartest people, they know of this change. So their attitude of thriving and harnessing that change never changes. Make sense? The ones who are not too smart, they can't handle change, so they freeze. So that's why now you have a better understanding what Confucius said. Only the wisest and the stupidest of men never change. The wise ones never change their attitude of constantly improving. The stupidest people, what happened? They never change the attitude of not doing anything. It's all about choices. Let's meditate. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers, to my beloved and respected teacher, Master Tuakok Sui Mahagu Jumaling, thank you for the wisdom, the help, the guidance, and protection. Thank you. In full faith, so be it. Okay, put your hands like this. I am that I am. I'm not the body, I'm not the emotion, I'm not the thoughts. I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that, the soul, the spiritual self. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spark within me. I am a child of God. I am one with God. I am one with all. There is only oneness. Just be still. Now open your hands in blessing. Just say, our hearts are one, our souls are one, our spirits are one. There is only oneness. So imagine the earth in front of you. Be aware of your heart. Your hands fill the earth with beautiful pink light. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there is hatred, let me sow unconditional love. Where there is injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. Where there is doubt, let me sow faith. Where there is despair, let me sow hope. Let's think of all the people in the world who are going through challenging and difficult times. In different countries, different parts of the world. May all be blessed with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness, especially with hope and with faith in a better life. Where there's darkness, let me sow light. Where there's sadness, let me sow joy. Our hearts are one, and in this oneness, may all be blessed with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness, with hope and with faith, with light and joy. So be it. Now be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. Be aware of your crown in your hands. Fill the earth with golden light. Our souls are one. Our spirits are one. From the heart of God, through my soul and through my entire being, may every person, every being on earth be blessed with love and kindness. Let all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. Blessings be to all. May all be blessed with peace, love, and kindness. So be it. So be it. Now be aware of your heart. Be aware of your crown. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Imagine even more brilliant light pouring out of our hands. Beautiful, brilliant golden light pouring down to the earth. Bless your family, your friends, your loved ones, the people you work with, the city, the state, the country. Let it spread throughout the entire earth. From the center of the heart of God, through my spirit and through my soul, may every person, every being in the higher worlds, middle worlds, even the lower worlds, let every sentient being in every direction, every dimension be blessed with unconditional love and kindness. Let all be blessed with inner peace and inner healing. Now, as we do this meditation, focus all your energies towards the area of Russia and Ukraine. May there be peace. Let there be love. Let there be kindness and forgiveness. So be it. May these areas be blessed with peace, with love and kindness. Let there be spiritual light. Let there be a sense of oneness. And may these areas be blessed by God with divine mercy and compassion. So be it. Visualize the golden light dispersing any anger, any hatred, any energy of aggression. Let there be transformed and transmuted into peace, unconditional love, kindness, and divine order. So be it. Be still. Simultaneously, we will chant Om Mani Padme Hum. Fill these areas with divine mercy and compassion for every soul and every being. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Flood all the world leaders involved directly or indirectly in this possible conflict with the energy of mercy, compassion, kindness, and forgiveness. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om. Be still. Lower your hands. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Imagine a beautiful golden light, a golden flame, or even a golden star just floating above your head. Just look at that light and listen. Om. Mani. Padme. Hum. Om. Be still. Be aware of the inner stillness, the permeating inner peace, and divine bliss. And just simply let go and let things be. Now. Gently, very slowly, slide back into your physical body. Very gently and slowly come back. Move your fingers, move your toes. Gently, slowly come back. Raise your hands again in blessing. Picture all the people you love in front of you. Fill them with golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with happiness, with abundance and prosperity, and with spirituality. So be it. So be it, and so it is. Bless your job, your career with success, with progress, advancement, and prosperity. So be it. If you have any loved ones or friends who are going through challenging times, visualize their lives turning around, getting better and better. Fill them with beautiful golden light. So be it. Now be aware of your feet and the base of your spine. Let's get grounded. Project golden light downwards into the earth. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it, and so it is. We thank you. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, thank you. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints of all traditions, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, to my beloved and respected teacher, Grandmaster Twakok Sri Mahaguji Mailing, to the Lord Christ, to the Lord Buddha, and all the great spiritual teachers and higher beings, we thank you for this opportunity to be of service to the world. We thank you in full faith. So be it. So be it. And so it is. Okay, open your eyes. I hope it was a good meditation. We cranked up the energy level a little bit. And some of you who are new might be wondering, hey, how come you included that Ukraine-Russia thing? Well, on many levels. One, on the more material level, uh, some of you might be asking, like, hey, who cares? I'm far away from the place. Okay, if you know anything about world economy, if something were to happen there, uh, the petrol, the gas you put in your car could easily double. When that doubles, you might be wondering, so what? I drive an electric car. It'll have shockwaves all over the world. So that alone, you should care. Okay? That's on the material level. On the higher levels, it's a disruption in the planetary energy field. A bad one. People getting killed, people getting hurt, and who knows what could happen. It's a disruption to the world. So you better care. Now, we might physically not be able to do something, but as we do our meditation and spiritual practice, we can aim that ginormous hose at these people and hopefully spiritually slap them around so they wake up and say, hey, don't be stupid. We're one life. This entire earth is one being. We're the cells. Okay? So I don't want to hear any of your opinions on your, whoa, I think it's this. We don't care about your political views. Because you, the soul, don't belong to any political party. So get over it. Okay? So I want to warn you again, because this has happened before. People start posting, yeah, but this, we don't care about your opinion. We don't. And if I see you posting about anything political or whatever that's very divisive, you're going to get a big boot, kicked out of here. Just want to let you know. Some people go, you just talk about something love and spirituality, then you're negative. No, now that you have a clear head, we want you to let you know we're here to do spiritual work, not drama. You want drama? Go watch a movie. Clear? So we'll do our meditation. We'll do our part with the premise saying we are one. Period. That's it. So we will see you. And I know some of you are putting this on your alarm. 7 hours and 11 minutes from now, we're going to be doing Anchor Light Part 2 for Monday, at least here in the United States. Okay? Namaste, everyone. You all take care. And I hope you learned something today. Change will always happen. But how you approach it, your perspective, your attitude, and what you do with it will determine whether you freeze, you fail, or you thrive and get even better. Namaste, everyone. We will see you in 7 hours and 10 minutes. God bless. Take care.